It's demo time. You nailed the discovery. Everything matches up. All of their pain points are exactly what you solve. They're excited, you're excited, and now it's go time. Now, the thing that you do not want to do is hit play on that demo. You're thinking, well, what am I going to hit play on? It's a live demo. Well, what I mean by hitting play is regardless of what they just said in the discovery call, you're going to give the exact same demo to everybody exactly the same. That's hitting play, and that's exactly what you don't want to do. And here's why. Several years ago, I had a rep that was a deal that we needed to close, we should close, and at the end they said, we're going to go a different direction. And so he comes to me and says, hey, we just lost this deal. And I'm like, well, how did we lose it? Everything matched up. And so I called them and I said, help me understand, where were we off? And no joke, they said, well, here's the thing. We were looking for 3 main things and you just don't do them. Like, well, what are your 3 things? Number 1 is literally the number 1 thing that we do better than anyone. It's the reason why people buy us was because of their first reason. Like, well, that's what we do. That's our number 1. What's the second one? And no joke, number 2 was the second reason of why people buy us. Number 3, the third reason why people buy us. And I'm not just being in sales and saying, look, we do those things. Those are the things that we did better than anyone. That's what we pride ourselves on. That's why people bought us. Where were we off? And they said, well, we said these are the 3 things that we were looking for. And then they just went into demo mode and just gave us everything that they wanted to talk about. They may have gotten to it, but we stopped listening. We got too frustrated. So we're going a different direction. That's pretty hard to take as a manager, as a leader, but as a sales rep, the same thing. We can't lose those type of deals because we didn't do our job. So here's the thing. Here's some tips on making sure that you do it right. When you're leading a demo, first and foremost, I always have a list of things that I put up on the screen and say, here's what I heard from our last meeting. And we go through those one by one, not just put them up there and say, hey, does everything look right? One by one, I'm going to go through those and make sure, hey, you talked about this as a problem that you had. Here's the thing that you're saying that you're trying to fix. Here's the things that you talked about are priorities. Here's the thing that you said that about this is the impact of having that pain. Did I get everything right? Is there anything you'd want to change, take off, add to this list? It's the fastest way to get on the same page. Now I go into demo. And everything that I am going through on that demo, I'm matching up with, when you talked about this is the problem you had, this is how we can fix it. And this is how others have had the success with this solution. If I get to a point in my demo where I actually don't know how it applies, I have 2 options. 1, I can skip it, or 2, I can ask more questions. Hey, we didn't talk about this, but do you guys have a problem with X? And if the answer is, yeah, that's something that we really suffer from, that's something that would be really helpful for us if you could solve it, then we can go ahead and show it and how it can solve it for them. If the answer is, no, we don't have that problem, okay, I'm not going to spend time on this. If this ever becomes a problem, this is one of the things that it does, but I'm not going to spend time on it. We'll move on. So I go through the demo again, only focusing in on the areas that matter to them and how that thing that matters to them applies to solving the problems that they've already listed. When I get to the end of the demo, I'm going to pull up that same list. Okay, let's make sure that we nailed everything on this list and make sure we didn't leave anything off. Okay, you talked about that you were trying to solve this. Did we cover that? Yes. You talked about that you were really worried about this. Did we cover that? Yes. Going through each of those to make sure, is there anything we left off? Is there anything you were hoping for that we didn't cover today? So it's the way to make sure that you connect all the dots. Now you're thinking, well, they know their pain points. I'm going to show them something and they're just going to get that, like, yes, that solves it. You'd hope that that would be the case, but that's usually not the case. And I don't want to leave it up to chance for them to figure out how those things match together. So I'm the dot connector. I'm the one that shows the value. I'm the one that connects everything together and their pain point with how we can solve it and how others have experienced that solving that problem and how our solution has been the best for them. That's how you give a demo. That's how you match up with your discovery call with your demo to make sure that everything is less play and more customized to them and what matters to them. See ya.